Hey, I'm back. Well, that's just an example. Say hi if you're spelled correctly. Fly. And punctuation. Welcome. Yesterday I did my video like at 4, but now I'm starting a little later. My fiance went out. She'll probably come back. So I'm gonna start while people show up. I'm gonna start with toy hauls a little bit. So today I got my Walmart exclusive NetFlix Optimus Prime. I like him a lot. The blue on his legs remind me a lot of the G1 toy. I like that his gun is black and not like light gray, like the Earthrise one and the Kingdom one. And the blue, I like the blue. That's mostly the reason why I like this guy. I got this guy so I could pit him up against this guy. This is Earthrise Megatron. His face is kind of goofy. I'm probably going to do a review, but let me just say this, because I don't like telling people, go back and watch that video. Tell me now. You got the time, right? So what I like about him is his boxy chest, his Generation 1 accurate abs, 6-minute abs. I want to point out that I think the main thing that makes this guy look different from the Siege version is that the point of his helmet is down instead of up. And his face is a little softer, but on one of them, on the one for the one that I customized, I tried to make lines. His face has the shape where if he had lines, they'd be there, lines on his face, like Megatron. Most Transformers have lines on their face. So if he had lines on his face, he'd look better. I did take an X-Acto knife to one of my copies and I scratched the face, but I messed up a little bit, and I should have shown a picture, but I messed up a little bit, and some of the lines didn't match up well, but he looks better that way. I might try, maybe instead of using an X-Acto knife, I'll use like my Micron Pigma Micron marker. This is number 5. This is the one that I used to panel line. My camera finally did something great. No, not so great. Let me see if it does it with this. This makes for great audio recording. Look at that. Sucks. Hey, Chipper. Chipper says, hey, dude. I would have announced that I was doing this, but I didn't want to be beholden to a certain time, so I just did it when I could. But I'm talking about, I got Earthrise Megatron and I got Earthrise Optimus from Walmart. Both of them shipped, not from the store. because I've realized, I've already mentioned this before, I've realized that shopping online is way better than shopping in the store. I didn't do it in the past because you don't get the high of of when you buy something in the store, you get the thing right away. I don't like that. While one thing is in transit, it doesn't feel like you got it yet until it shows up, and then you're like ordering more stuff. So it's a dark tunnel. Yeah, Chipper says cool. Yeah, they are cool. I'm gonna see if I use them like for a size comparison or stuff. Maybe a stop motion. Nah, I don't have the patience for stop motion. So I'm gonna continue my rant before my wife gets home of Earthrise. This video is gonna be labeled a rant because I got everything I wanted out of the first video with my notes of the episodes, but the main purpose of this video is I want to defend Earthrise since the creators might get in trouble like a cashier chewing out a customer. If you work in like retail or customer service, you know you can't tell the customer what you think because the customer is always right. So when you have a whole bunch of Transformers fans that are customers, like throwing this thing in the mud, and I'm just like back here complaining and gnashing my teeth like if I was in hell. Sometimes it feels like the fandom is hell. The first note I have is budget. The show, even though Hasbro is a multi-million-dollar company, they do have a budget for this. They had a budget for the movies. A lot of people would be like, we want more Transformers in our movies, less humans, but more Transformers means more money. If they had like an unlimited amount of money, or maybe they're stingy, who knows? But if money was no object, the Transformers movies would feature more robots and less humans, the way I see it, or the way the fandom might see it. So there are budget restrictions, even though people don't believe it and can't think of it. They can't conceive that there is a budget. There is one. Transformers Prime had limited it had limited characters. I loved when you guys would show up, like Smokescreen and Ultra Magnus. But the team, the Autobot team and the Decepticon team, you could count them on two hands. The Autobots, 2 hands, the Decepticons, 2 hands. Or maybe less. But there weren't a lot of characters. Even the human characters, there weren't a lot of humans. So that the budget factors into that. I don't know so much about Cyberverse. I know Cyberverse has 0 humans, which is great, but people don't like it because it's supposed to be for kids. The first part of season 1 with Bumblebee and his missing voice box, it's kind of tough to get by. But once you pass that, once you get to the episode where Blur dies, it gets better from there. But you have to hold on. But a lot of people don't like Cyberverse. I like Cyberverse. The toys, not so much. Let me see. So Hasbro tried with Cartoon Network. They had animated on Cartoon Network, animated only lasted 3 seasons. It was supposed to have a 4th, but there was no money. Or they were coming up with the hub. Hasbro wanted to have their own channel where they could put all their stuff. And that's where we got Prime. And with Prime, they kind of put more money into it. But like the first, I remember hearing the first arc, the Something of Darkness. I have the DVD. But the first arc, I remember people saying it being plagued with like animation errors. And then there was the problem that I was mentioning yesterday about the voice actors. I think Peter Cullen's agent was giving them a hard time. I heard that from Protoman on Transformers Slag, something like that. I could probably go through the wiki and look at it, but at no time. Then we got Robots in Disguise, which was back on Cartoon Network because the hub failed. In Cartoon Network, I've heard that their animation and them, I think if you're not one of their in-house animations, like I think with Star Wars and Clone Wars, they had problems with Cartoon Network. But if you're like Tim and Eric or or Aqua Teen, you're okay, or maybe Rick and Morty. So they had problems with Robots in Disguise 2015 because it was on Cartoon Network. The season was like season 1, then season 2, season 2.5, and season 3 was like in Australia. I mentioned that yesterday, but I'm reiterating it. I finished watching season 3, which was okay. It featured the Stunticons and combiners. The Autobot combiner was kind of lame. There was an episode where Strong Arm met her her teacher from the academy, and she also met an old colleague who was turned out to be like a crook who was voiced by Lori Petty. Season 3 of Robots in Disguise 2015 is better than the rest because they got their footing. But the way it was distributed, I don't think season 3 is on Netflix. So you're having problems here. Then they tried Machinima. With Machinima, Combiner Wars was 5-minute episodes. I think it was like 15 5-minute episodes, and they had prologues where Starscream was talking about stuff that didn't match in the actual show. Maybe it's budget, who knows. I don't work for Hasbro, but I'm imagining that there's some conflict between budget and the show. Then they went to Netflix, which is kind of working, but I don't know how Netflix works. Probably, I'm thinking after Kingdom comes out, they're gonna move from Netflix somewhere else. They're supposed to be doing a BotBots show. They're probably gonna take that to back to YouTube. But it's all about the Benjamins. Also, I don't like people, their expectations are too high. I don't know why when the Transformers series gets announced, people think it's high art. I know that Combiner Wars was supposed to be the Game of Thrones of Transformers. Someone mistakenly said that, not knowing the franchise. There is no awesome Transformers. And someone might come and yell, what about the Japanese series? I've seen Master Force, Headmasters, and Victory. I haven't seen Beast Wars 2 or Beast Wars Neo. But Headmasters, the English dub is awesome because of the dialogue. Purists will be like, I don't like that. I don't remember a lot about Master Force, but I remember enjoying it with Uncle Six Shot and what happened to the Headmasters? Can't they fight without Chrome Dome? You don't get stuff like that when you're watching it subtitled. Master Force is my favorite because when I was living in the Dominican Republic, they was like, oh, Transformers, and they would show the beginning of Victory, and I'd be like, who's these guys? These guys, this yellow Lamborghini with like hot rod-esque flames. I want to know who that guy is. But then the show was Master Force. I think for Latin America, they used the same intro for all. Or I'm not sure, because when I see episodes of Victory, there's no intro. It's like the eye catch. The show begins with the eye catch. But Master Force was my favorite because it involved humans. When Jinrai shows up in Spanish, in the Spanish dub and the English dub, he calls himself Optimus Prime. So I'm like, Optimus Prime, he's human now? That's interesting. I'd like to know that story, but here's Optimus Prime running around, and he got his God Bomber, the God Bomber. And it was good. I think if they do make a movie, a Transformers movie, they could use elements of Master Force and have like the humans that are in the movie turn into Transformers. Master Force. They'd be like, poderes a mí. Pshing, transformarse. It'd be great. I think, but you know, people would probably see that, and if they made it like kiddified, not have the protagonists be kids. There could be kids and adults like Master Force, but the kid appeal to that, to kids transforming into Transformers, would be awesome. It'd sell. But from what I've heard, I think Rick Alvarez, he's been on TFYOP. I think he said that they don't know what the Japanese continuity is. Like if he'd say, hey, let's make a Star Saber, they'd be like, Star Saber, who's that? And I think I got proof. Just give me a minute. This is great for audio podcasts. I bought this a long time ago. You're the only one there, Chipper. There's only one viewer, so chime in whenever you want. I got this. This is Transformers Identification and Price Guide by Mark Bellomo. I bought this. I still have the receipt. I bought this off of eBay when I was living in Astoria. The date is January 16, 2008. So this is old. Ooh. I got it with the lenticular cover, which turns into a truck, an Optimus truck, Optimus. So there's no Japanese toys in this thing. The last toys that show up, 1990 Series 7. The last toy in this book is it's Neutro Fusion Tank with Megatron. It's an Action Master. So I believe Hasbro, the way they think is this book. There's no Japanese stuff in here. They're like, you got Horrible, okay. You got Repugnus, it's all right. There's no Raiden in here. There's no Victory Leo. So you can't, as an American, you can't expect those characters to show up. Hopefully someone in charge will be like, hey, let's use these Japanese characters. But it's probably not going to happen. But yeah, with Netflix, I hope Hasbro gets the results it wants. But from what I'm seeing, like the ambiance, like yesterday we were talking about how Thundercats Roar got canceled. And in my sphere of social media, going to Facebook and Instagram, nobody's talked about it. It's like this. There was this show called Son of Zorn. I'm sure people know of it. Some people don't know of it. But that thing, I was like, oh, look, I've never, I saw a poster at the bus stop. And that was about it. Before you know it, was canceled. I don't know where I was going with that. But the social media air with these Netflix shows is that they're not good. And I think Hasbro after Kingdom's probably going to try bots, and who knows after that. Let me see. I will say that the people behind the shows, I've listened to some interviews on YouTube. They have passion for the Transformers brand. I think FJ DeSanto was mentioning on the podcast. I think it was Transmissions. He said he wanted to have like Dead Optimus Prime, and Hasbro was like, "What? No, we're not. We can't have anything dead in our show." So that's why they call it alternate universe Optimus Prime. There's nothing dead about him. He's dead, but there's nothing dead about him. Whatever. So they have passion. If you want passion, also you watch any stop motion YouTuber or someone that tries to create their own series. They have the passion, but then they don't have the budget. There's no budget. And I'm sure if there was a budget and they'd have help, it'd be good. People would still shit on it. Excuse my language. People would still shit on it, but they wouldn't put their heart into it. Let me see. The voice direction in Siege was in Spanish. It was also slow, so it's not something with the English dub. It's something with the voice direction. Yeah, let me see. I mentioned if you want to blame someone this time, blame the voice director. With Prime Wars, maybe it was the story or pacing. I think Prime Wars, it was a weird, like Combiner Wars. There was like Optimus being all sad, Megatron being a little bit sadder, and then Starscream scheming, and then he got the matrix of combination. It sounds. He got that thing of combination, and he turned into the worst combiner ever. Do you think that the combiner would be like maybe Devastator in the middle with Superion attached to one end, like a Superion arm and Menasor arm, and then a Bruticus arm and a Defensor arm, like a combiner of combiners? No, it was just a ball yelling, shooting stuff, being lame. So I don't know, maybe the budget was there for what I wanted, but they ended up with the cheap budget, which is just a glowy Starscream face shooting stuff. I wanted to also point to the Mandalorian versus the sequel trilogy. On Instagram, I see a lot of memes about it. Like Ray will be complaining, and then they'll have a picture of Mando and the Grogu, and it'll be like, don't worry, we got this. We're going to save the franchise. I'm sure JJ and Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy didn't set out to destroy, or what people would say, destroy the Star Wars franchise. The prequels were bad. I think part of the prequels being bad was that one person was in charge. It was just George Lucas. He was probably surrounded by a lot of yes men. But with the sequel trilogy, it was like they wanted 3 different directors, like the original trilogy, and then one of them got fired. I think it's Colin Trevorrow, and they had just JJ and Ryan, and then Ryan like disavowed everything in JJ's movie, and then Carrie Fisher passed away, so it turned into a kerfluffle, in part because of them, because letting Colin Trevorrow go and not getting a director that's not J.J. Abrams for the last part. But from what I've heard, it was a last minute thing. It was like, oh my God, we don't have any time, JJ. And it was like, I'll rescue you guys. So the sequel trilogy is a kerfluffle, not because of of budget, but because of circumstance. But it looks like they're kind of on track to do their thing. They announced like 800 things, which I'm like looking at stuff and I'm like, no interest. The only thing I'll probably watch is the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian, but Ahsoka and whatever Bad Batch is, and the what is Acolyte or Rogue Squadron. I have no interest in any of that. But I'm not gonna poo-poo on it. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you like that? I have a phrase that I'm probably gonna put at the end of videos. Is like, I don't like broccoli, but it's okay if you do. I'm not gonna be like, you like a broccoli, ah. Hey, hello, Transformers fan 444. Welcome. You're new, but thanks for stopping by. So, let me see. And no one sets out to make a bad thing unless, you know, it's Thanksgiving 3. There's a movie called Thanksgiving about this killer turkey. The first one, I was like, it's kind of bad, but as I continued watching it, I was like, this is entertaining because in one, the turkey, which is a Muppet, the turkey kills somebody, wears their face, and then when the rest of the people show up, they acknowledge the person by his face, and they don't even say, you're shorter now. It's like, it's ridiculous. But Thanksgiving 3, it was like they added more Muppets, and it was more ridiculous. And I only watched like 15 minutes of that, and I turned it off. I'm not going to finish that. But no one sets out to make a bad movie or a bad multimedia project. Chipper Williams says, in the Star Wars prequels, extra features, people definitely looked scared to tell Lucas no. Let me see. Some things will get better with age. I don't think that these shows will. Like I just say that, but I haven't gone back to. I haven't watched Armada or Energon. I like the way they look. I'm on Beast Machines now. I finished Beast Wars, but for the longest time I didn't want to watch Beast Wars. I was like, ugh, that animation, man. But I was able to find season 1. Got a whole bunch of DVDs here. This isn't season 1, but this is just an example of DVDs. I got this for $5 at Target. Threw it in the basket to make $35 shipping. But I watched the season 1, and after a while, I took like a break, and then I watched the season 2 and 3, which I found at Rite Aid for $6. It was like both seasons. I was like, wow. And all I could say about Beast Wars is it's entertaining. The designs get uglier as the show goes on, ending with Beast Machines because those designs are not cool, at least for me. Transformers fan 444 says, I saw Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and Armada. I'm gonna have to try and get through Armada. I want to watch them chronologically, but like first show I like watched entire from beginning to end was Transformers Cybertron, and that was when TV Nihon was they were subbing it, and on a website called VEOH, VEOH, someone was uploading the episodes. But I don't know what the greatest series of Transformers would be. All of them have their faults. I was thinking like Hoist Goes Hollywood is kind of dumb. Carnage in C minor. Yeah. So it's not high art. I don't know why people are expecting Kingdom to be like, duh, 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 look at the budget. We got all the voice actors from Beast Wars, and it's gonna be long, and they're gonna explain everything. No, it's gonna be 6 episodes. It's gonna be short. Voice acting is gonna be the same, so don't expect high art. Let me see. I the Netflix show I wrote here. I liked it. It's too short. I want the toys. I think the one thing that the show does do, the Netflix show, is that it makes you want to buy the toys. Like if you're a little baby, you're like, I want that. They're gonna release the Rainmakers, the Target 3-pack again. It's already sold out. So that's Transformers fan says my first Transformers show was D1, then Prime, and animated. I was born in 74, so in 84 I was 10. G1 was, they used to show it on channel 11 WPIX, and that when they started it was only Saturdays. It was a Saturday morning cartoon, and then I guess when they got enough episodes they would syndicate it. But I would only see, I would only catch what I could. They'd be like, oh, there you look, Optimus and Megatron, and my friend would be like, hey, let's go out and play, and we'd go out and play. Or go to the store, John. You know, it wasn't like now. Transformers fan 4444 says you forgot bot, B-O-T. Yeah, so it's G1 isn't high art either, so, but everyone is like, ooh, that's the best, the best. The one thing though that I want to encourage is everyone has their own opinions, but I do want to point out that there are people working behind this. So be constructive with your criticism, and also if you don't like something, you vote with your dollar, or you don't like Trump, don't vote for him. You don't like Cyberverse with the little ones with the weird gimmicks, don't buy them, and they'll stop making them. So that's how you vote. If you don't like Netflix, this Netflix Transformers series, don't watch it. But you're going to watch it because you're a Transformers fan. So Action Figure Expert says, header. What's up? How you doing? I'm good, Action Figure Expert. I think I follow you on Instagram. But yeah, it's you got to vote with your dollar. But I don't think that this is going to make I don't think that the people and the criticisms and the reviews, I don't think it's going to make Kingdom be better, and I don't think it's going to make Transformers. I don't think it's going to make them make a show that everyone loves. Because one thing I do want to ask is, if you don't like the Netflix shows, what do you want? And it can't be better storytelling, better voice acting. No, you have to be like, I want a story that take me. You could steal my idea, Hasbro, right now. At 34 minutes, steal it. What I would do, I would make an anthology series, which is individual stories. Chipper Williams asked, what do you think about the G1 movie? I'll get to it. Let me leave it there so that I remember. And the Action Figure Expert says, please, poops. I mean, hello. But what I would do, Hasbro, if you're listening, anthology series. One of the stories would be Prowl and Nightbeat. And you're like, what? That's too obvious. Prowl's a cop, Nightbeat's a detective. They go out in the streets. Maybe there's a serial killer, and They have to look for him. There's like a seedy area where Jazz has he's a pimp and he got his hose. I'm being adult. You want to show for adults, but you can't do that because you want to sell toys. And then the serial killer is Roller, dressed up as Tarn, because that's what IDW. A lot of people are like, oh, Roller's Tarn. Tarn's Roller. Do that. So I'm giving you an idea. That's what I would want it, but it'd have to have development. Like Nightbeat let his partner down. Prime had that where RC Tailgate was her partner, and Arachnid killed him. Spoilers, and that's why they hated each other so much. But instead of just yelling about how something's bad, tell someone how they could fix it. Action figure expert does say, I just care about the toys, not as much as new cartoons. I can live without a Transformers show. And yeah, it's true, because I want to say, I don't know if it's everybody, but creative types like me, I was told like a few years ago that there's some kids that do have an active imagination, that they'll take like toys and they'll act out things, but that there are other kids that don't. But I have an active imagination. Like Optimus Prime and Megatron, they hate each other. Rah. But I would say, excuse me, I could say, oh, Optimus hates Megatron because Megatron ate his pizza. It's stupid, but it's a reason that I came up with instead of war. It's creative. Let me see. All right, I'm almost done. Then I'll get let me see. So Chipper asked about the 86 movie. And this I'm almost done with Netflix, but I'll throw this in as a bonus for listeners. I am ripping this to put up to my podcast. That's why I usually say who's commenting, because if you're listening to a podcast, you don't know who's saying something. I'd be like, yeah, that's true. And what's true? The 86 movie, when I was a little baby, get snuggy. When I was young, the movie came out. Oh, I knew about it, by watching TV and the commercials. Like, now in theaters, Transformers the movie, and buy this toy from Hasbro. The way that I saw the movie was that there's this company. There was a company that was I want to say Panini, but it's not. I've seen it before, but they were making a sticker book. I think Walgreens has like this Marvel book where you could buy stickers and put them in the book. So it's kind of like that. It was a Transformers book. It came with a square one of these. These are the red decoder things. And if the book had the whole movie, you could buy stickers and put the stickers there and you could see the scene. But with the little red lenticular thing, you'd be able to see the scene without any sticker. So basically, that's how I saw the movie. Because I was a poor kid living in Williamsburg, living with my mom, who was on welfare, and she didn't speak English. So it's not like, Mom, take me to the movies and let's go see Transformers, the movie. I wasn't that. I didn't have that benefit. So later, when I came back to the States in like 97, I went to Blockbuster and they were selling the movie. I was like, oh, Transformers the movie. Never seen it. I was I did. Season 3 is one of my favorite seasons. I'll probably make a video about that because a lot of people poo-poo it. But season 3 is it's not Megatron's evil scheme every day, every episode. It's weird. It's like, here's a planet where we treat your mental disorders, or here's a planet that's been hidden from the Decepticons. Here's a planet that's been hidden from the Decepticons, that's just made out of pacifists. Or here's this country with this name that hired Trypticon and Octane. The phone's ringing in the back. But it's diverse. Just give me a minute. Sorry about that. But season 3 of Transformers is the best because it's diverse. It's not the same I need to steal energy from the dam. Come on, Decepticons. Oh, we'll stop you. Come on, Autobots. It's not that. Has a little bit of that. There's an episode where Rodimus is like, look, in the movie, this was awesome, where I saved the day with the Matrix. I bought this thing. This is awesome. This is a little lamp. There's an episode where I saved the day with my Matrix. But I don't want this. I don't want to be the leader. Everyone's like, Rodimus, what do I do? And I'm like, I just want to fish. I want to hang out with the kid, which I shouldn't. I don't want to be it. And Ultra Magnus says, look, yo, I'll help you out. I wanted to be the leader. I'm not, but I got the knowledge. Let me help you out. But people don't see that. People are like, Rodimus is the worst leader. I don't know. So the movie is great. But I saw it like in '97 when I was old and bold. But I think the movie is overrated also because there's a part like you get Unicron eating Lithone, and then he goes out to fly around wherever he's going. Then you got the battle at Autobot City. Optimus dies. Megatron goes and flies away. By coincidence, bumps into Unicron, gets formatted. Action figure expert says, Ultra Magnus did not want to be a leader. Well, yeah, it's true. Maybe I guess I exaggerated. He was picked to be the leader, but he said he wasn't worthy. He was just a soldier. So you're right, action figure expert. But between the both of them, I guess they were like kind of dumb in the Rise of Skywalker. They were co-generals, General Finn, General Poe, but it's General Optimus, Rodimus, and General Magnus. But I think the movie's kind of overrated, and it has a big long space in the middle that nothing happens. It's like Empire Strikes Back. As a kid, when my friends had the laser disc, and whenever they went to Dagobah, I was like, I'm bored. Oh, Cloud City, yay! Oh, fight, Juju. But that middle with Dagobah, that's boring. But Empire Strikes Back is the best. It's the best Star Wars movie. They don't remember the boring, but it's the best. Let's see. It's 44 minutes. Hasbro, people think that Hasbro isn't listening to the fans. I think they do, but they do what they can. I used to have on my YouTube channel a quote by Bill Cosby. What is it that they say? Accused sexual predator Bill Cosby. That's why I took it off. But he said, I don't know what it was something like, I don't know what people want, but I know you can't please everyone. I like that quote. Well, I'm gonna have to throw it in the trash, but I liked it. So Hasbro is listening to the fans. Remember when they were putting stickers on the Titans Returns Voyagers? They stopped because it was a bad option, but they learned it was cheaper option. So now the prices are going up. It's so weird. This is a tangent. It's weird how people complain about prices going up. I complained about prices going up. I thought it was because of stupid angular box until I realized that a lot of these Netflix, a lot of these Siege and don't have ball joints. They don't. So all these little metal pins that cost more. And then when people say, I would like some more paint applications, please. Maybe make his hands silver instead of just black. I'm like, that's more money. What you want more paint, but you want to pay more. But then when they raise the price, you're like, oh, that's too much. I would be happy if they just shipped me a gray figure that I could customize myself, because the detail in those things is amazing. But there are some things that, because of budget, Sunstreaker doesn't have a gun. Why? Because of budget. Not because they didn't wanna. If they threw in a gun, it'd be more expensive, and then you'd complain. Just look at Studio Series 86 Rodimus. Hot Rod. He has the saw. He has the little goggle thingies under his head. He has the little hand that you could swap out for the torch. That's all money. But then it's like a deluxe for a Voyager price. Ugh. I can't win. But Hasbro, they do take into account what fans are saying. That's why we're getting bots, because it's different. That's what I wrote down. I'm sure they see the Netflix show as something that failed. They changed gears with every series, trying to catch the lightning. That's what I wrote down here. The Cyberverse, which was free, was awesome. The toys were a failure. Robots in Disguise 2015, they wanted to integrate an app. Remember that, when you were supposed to scan the app and get the character in the game? And that didn't work, so they stopped that. Action figure expert says, I guess you cannot please everybody. Low. Yeah, that's right. Just got to do what you do. I think, let me see. Bill Cosby said, Chipper, thanks, you got the quote. I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody. And that is smart. Like, if someone told me, why don't you do video? Why don't you just review toys? Quit talking. I can't please that guy. I'll review when I review. So, Siege Netflix, I guess they want, with that, they want it to be like Voltron and She-Ra. And we were talking about Voltron. Review Spot says it's a good series. I haven't watched it. Maybe if I pick up some of the closeout toys. There's a store here in the city where they have the lions. The black lion's $20. The other lines are 10. But this is not the classic Voltron. It's the new Voltron. And I don't like the designs. Like when they combine it, he's too round. I like my robots boxy. So I'm thinking Hasbro went to Netflix because of the success of Voltron and the publicity of She-Ra. But I'm guessing that's not working for them. And then I wrote here G1 with transforming segways. Oh, yeah. Generation 2 was basically G1 with a transition that was like segueing. So people probably want that. And then the last thing on my page was the cons that I had. Prime's yelling, Unicron's voice, it was garbled. Galvatron's stupid pose, that was a con. And I think Prime yelling was equivalent to movie Optimus, where he's like, "I'll kill you all." The pros was that I wanted Megatron to die. I hated him so much. I hated him as much as I hated Nino Brown in New Jack City. When he gets shot and killed at the end, you're like, yeah, that guy, F him, he's dead. That's what I want Megatron to get, but he's not going to get it. Skylinks and Alphatron, I always knew that Skylinks was a jerk. And I did like the Ravage and Starscream dynamic with Ravage sniffing him, and they were going, "Yeah, get off of me." So the last thing I have here is, I mentioned it before, constructive criticism, and just tell Hasbro what you want. I know people don't want them to steal their ideas. Like I know YouTuber Input is doing what he's calling season 5 of Transformers, but it's difficult, it's hard, it's a lot of time, it's a stop motion, but he's not going to give away his ideas to Hasbro for free. I just say it, because the thing is, if you give like I think Proto Man, a Transformer slag, would say that James Roberts, a writer for IDW, more than meets the eye, which is a good comic. It has its moments of not being good, but it's more good than not. He would say if people asked him, like, wanted to give him their ideas for a story, he would say, no, don't tell me, because then if I do something like that, you're going to be like, you stole it. Babylon 5, you stole it. Deep Space Nine. So I'm just putting it out there. I don't care. I'm not gonna. I'm 46. I'm gonna be 47. I don't think I'm gonna get into Hollywood. Action figure expert says, "Call me crazy, but I like combining words and tattoos." Return. Probably autocorrect. What he wrote was, "Call me crazy, but I like combining words and tattoos. Return better than seized and earthworms." Right? He's saying he likes Combiner Wars and Titans Return better than Siege and Earthworms. I like the way Titans Return and Combiner Wars and Power the Primes. I like the way they look, but in terms of story, it was lacking. A lot of people would make fun of the Overlord with his accent. He's like, "I reckon I'm gonna shoot you." But I like the way it looked. I had no problems. So it's almost an hour. It's 53 minutes. My wife's probably gonna burst through the door and yell at me. Oh, that's our relationship. She's angry. We're both Aries. She's angry. I've learned to hide my anger. But I'll be like the calm one until I'm not calm. But it takes a lot for me to get riled and yell. Chipper Williams says, Samuel Jackson became famous in his late 40s, so you still have a chance to be a showrunner for a TV show. Maybe, hopefully. I almost gave up. Well, I wanted to be a comic book artist when I was young, and then I went to a convention. I dumped my art on Joe Quesada. Like, I left him some samples so he could. I said I was going to come back for them, but I just left so he could keep them. He probably threw them out. I did meet with Christopher Priest. He was all right. But the one that killed me was J. Michael Linsner, creator of Dawn. He told me that I was too old to become a comic book artist. This is back in the day when Joe Mad, who was like 23, he was like a blockbuster artist on X-Men. He was young. So I'm like, I'm old, and I kind of gave up. But in this day and age with the technology, I've seen a lot of people on Instagram. They make little comics that are, you just swipe, you make a panel and it's swipe, and a lot of them are minimalist, not complicated, so they can tell a story, and some of them are fun. There's a website called Cyanide and Happiness. It's not for kids, it's adults. Their their stuff is very minimalist, but it's funny. Action figure expert says, pizza. Oh, I think you meant peace. Take it easy, man. Have a good one and be safe. Catch you later. I'll see you later, carburetor. Action figure expert. So 4 minutes to an hour. Let me just take it to an hour. Got 4 minutes to kill. I think I want to take a break from collecting. I think I spent a lot of money last year thanks to thanks to like stimulus packages and stuff, and tax returns, and the share to work program. So I spent a lot of money on toys, maybe too much. Kingdom is gonna be, I think it's going to be the series where I kind of take a break, because I'm not too crazy about animal transformers. I like mechanical animals like Weird Wolf and Weird Wolf and the Predacons. Like Dive Bomb is awesome looking mechanical bird, but I don't want stuff like I'll buy them, but I won't buy a lot of them. Like this Optimus, believe it or not, he's like my fourth. Soundwave, yes. I think I showed him yesterday. Chipper asked, is that Soundwave on the couch? This is my wedding present / Christmas present to myself. 82 bucks. But it's in box. I already opened it. I was thinking, should I leave it sealed or open it? I was like, how am I going to enjoy it if I don't open it? But I'm going to, I want to take a break, or at least spend less. With Kingdom, I'm looking forward to the mechanical guys like Huffer, Cyclonus. There's supposed to be a Amazon exclusive Sideswipe, or Walgreens exclusive Earth Mode Red Alert, and Earth Mode Sideswipe is Amazon. So I hope I could get those guys. I've been able to get all the exclusives, which is a godsend. All the exclusives that I want. I even got Drust. I thought Drust and Soundwave, Netflix Soundwave, I thought I wasn't going to get them. I was able to. Thank goodness. Karma is a bitch, so be kind to each other. Be good. I know I might. So lately, I've been trying to express myself. So sometimes I may come across as angry, but it's just in good fun. I'm not trying to piss anybody off or yell at them. Like I just left a comment on Dennis Moulton Gotbot, his channel. He was doing his year-end review of Transformers, and he said that what happened last year with Earthrise is that they need more people. They have less people to work on the toys, so the toys come out late. That's why there is a gap, and I've noticed it. Last year, I remember finding Wheeljack and Cliffjumper at Walgreens like around January. No, not January, like March. I don't know if it was before COVID. I know COVID was started in March. And I'll probably get banned or something because I just said that. But series wave 2 and 3 came out like in September and December. It was like squashed. And he said that was because they didn't have as many people in the factories. And I'm like, I'll get ready because that buzzworthy Bumblebee line is gonna be all Bumblebee all the time. So they got the they got the people at the factories putting together those Bumblebees. I think what they don't got is I think 2021 is gonna be the year of the remote. We're not gonna see new characters. What we got from Kingdom, because Transformers. All right, I got an hour. From what I know, Transformers are developed 2 years in advance. So whatever's after Kingdom, they're already working on it. They already know. Like with Unicron, they were like, "Oh, Unicron 2021. That's when he's coming out," and that was in 2019, and he's coming out in 2021. So it's 2 years development, and I think for this year. We're not going to get a lot of new stuff. Like Earth Sideswipe and Earth Red Alert are going to be retools. We're getting Inferno. He's like a repaint retool of Grapple. So I think it's going to be a good year to take a little break and not buy as much. I'll try. I need to find something else. If usually what happens with me, like if you follow my channel, when I get bored of one thing, I jump to another. So if I leave Transformers for something else, it's probably going to be for good, at least for a while. But there's no action figure line. I tried to get into online gaming, but streaming and recording games is really difficult. So hard. Anyway, I wish everyone good night. Enjoy the rest of your day and week. And I'll see you guys later. See you later, Carburetor. See you, Chipper. I think you're the only one there. Bye.